Quick settings, and I think we are good to go. Pick bands just wrapping up here. SMSU deciding to ban the Cloak Thor, protecting the Hawkeye and Groot. On the other side, Magic, Magneto, Spider-Man being the bands coming out. Bucky, SMSU's last band. And we're starting on domination here. Southwest versus Fresno Pacific. We're just about to get in as both teams start locking in their picks here. The Penny potentially coming out here. Very good character if you are able to control sight, so it'll be interesting to see. If SMSU are able to get sight control, then the Penny shouldn't be a big deal. But if SMSU give it away, then it can be very difficult to deal with.
Get ready.
And we'll see where the first fight takes place. Sometimes outside these staircases here, sometimes inside the building. So we'll just see what the teams go for.
Battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area.
Fresno leaving spawn here. Penny trying to get straight to sight here, using that movement to try to get set up before SMSU can get here. Looks like the fight going to take place on the staircases. SMSU playing the Hawkeye, gonna look to play these long range. Actually, both teams playing the Hawkeye here. Both teams playing Groot as well. SMSU doing a lot of damage to the enemy Groot, but he is able to get back and get healed up here. SMSU does have an HP advantage right now. Trying to zone off the players of Fresno. And SMSU are gonna start with sight control here. SMSU playing 2 tanks and a support on site, and then all their DPS off, but now they are getting those DPS involved. Everybody close range here. Zero pretty low. Needs to get healed up. The Jeff needs to heal the Zero power here. Now is getting some heals. SMSU do find a kill fight too. But Invis ult comes out on the other side of things. SMSU loses their Hawkeye now. 2 players down to 1 player down. Now the Moon Knight ult down on site. SMSU lose caster. SMSU, despite winning the first part of this fight, look like they are going to get taken out here. Zero power just unable to heal everybody up. I don't know if the invisible is working right now, as the heals are not coming through onto the targets that need it. Too short ranged. SMSU going to pop their invis ult. They try to keep sight control here. And now the Emma ult comes into the backline, but SMSU, they don't have their DPS here quite yet. I think a little preemptive, and SMSU are going to lose this fight. 2 people get picked off right away. Zero power going to get picked up as well. 60% of the site gained, but SMSU on the back foot now. Going to back up, regroup. I don't like this Groot skin. These walls are harder to look at, I think, than the default one. INTB taken pretty low here. Needs to get healed up by the team. Does now get healed up. SMSU do have 1 extra ult available, and maybe they'll be able to capitalize off that. And they are pushing these players out of position. The Hawkeye gets taken pretty low, but he's able to get out. And now SMSU are going to pop the Jeff ult. Oh, Jeff ult hits 3, I think, but he dies immediately to those penny bombs. SMSU now down a player, and the Groot ult going to land on SMSU's backline. That should be SMSU wiped out here. And that should be the percent lead going over to Fresno.
Your team's capture progress has passed the halfway point.
All right, and SMSU gonna walk forward here. A few changes coming out here. INTB off the Hawkeye here. Trash onto the Moon Knight. Trying to find something to deal with this Groot. And SMSU is coming out of their spawn. Out onto site. Devoted, trying to find a pick. and does not find, no, did find the Moon Knight. Moon Knight got resurrected by the rocket, and now SMSU trying to finish off kills. Find 3 kills here. SMSU kind of running them over. What an engage by Devoted. Finding that pick onto the Moon Knight, very big deal. And SMSU trying to run down the rocket before he gets to the safety of his team. They do find the kill. Can 9TV get out here? Does get healed up and gets out. SMSU with a good stagger. But they did use a lot of alt charge now. No one on SMSU has alt. Rocket and Penny both have alt on Fresno here. So SMSU need to farm up those ultimates as best they can. Try not to die while they charge up. SMSU do find a kill onto the Penny. Now Moon Knight alt onto site. Both supports from SMSU go down. SMSU need to try to finish these kills quickly, as the support difference is a big deal in this type of fight. The rocket ult on site now. SMSU lose 1, lose 2. Devoted gonna get out sustained here as well, and SMSU might need to swap to this range. They do. The zero power is going to portal onto site. And SMSU are gonna try one more contest. Zero power does force the overtime. The Jeff ult comes out here. The Moon Knight ult as well. The Jeff ult does find one, but the Penny bombs, they don't get it. Okay, SMSU is going to trade 1 for 1 with that Jeff ult, but SMSU get hit by a big Groot ult on site. And that is unfortunately going to be it. SMSU are going to lose the first part of domination in a very close match that it looked like they made both their supports getting picked in that one fight. Was such a big deal. And we'll have to see if they are able to recover here in map number 2.
Before you attack, get ready.
And I can read your thoughts. No need
All right, here we go. SMSU, what are they changing up? They're going to put Caster on the DPS. They're going to put him on Punisher here, as the Jeff does not seem to be working out. Not happy with what is happening on that front.
4, 3, 2,
So, SMSU moving 9TB to the Luna Snow here.
got it?
Oh, I can't see anything when I go up that direction. Hyena trying to take space originally, but kind of gets walled off, and SMSU lose the positional advantage. Fresno is going to be right on site right away with the Penny. And Penny just trying to block off all these entrances.
Capture now. Capture the mission.
And SMSU lose site control, but they are working on finding a kill. The Moon Knight does get down, but the Rocket Revive is going to activate. And that is one of the strengths of that character. And Moon Knight ult comes out, but doesn't find a kill. SMSU going to pop the Rocket ult as well. And they're going to try to win this fight hard. They do find 1 kill, and they find a second here right away. Now 9TV in the back line on the Luna Snow. SMSU going to try to keep pushing forward. Can they find a wall off? No, they are unable to. SMSU going to try to set up in this hallway. This is a good spot for Moon Knight. Tends to be a very good character in these scenarios. SMSU, are they going to be ready for this Punisher jumping into their back line here? The Moon Knight ult comes out and does pick up 2 kills. Very big for SMSU. I don't know where that... Oh, there it is, the back cap, but SMSU sniff it out right away. They're going to fall back and kill that Punisher. Will that give these players time enough to leave the tunnel? No, it doesn't. SMSU maintain control with Groot. Hyena there. Able to stop that push forward, and SMSU start with a 48 to 20% lead here. Now Penny on the high ground above, trying to cause some chaos for SMSU, trying to create space in this tunnel, and SMSU, they lose trash here. Now they ammo ult to try to catch the rest of the team. Can SMSU capitalize on it? They do trade a kill back. Now here comes the judge, jury, and executioner. The Punisher ults, both teams popping them. SMSU lose caster though, and they lose devoted. SMSU falling back onto site, and SMSU are going to give site control here. And they do not have the ult advantage, as Fresno did keep both the Penny and Rocket ult available yet. Oops, that is not the button I meant to press. Sorry about that. Go in some closer looks here. Voted, looking for an engage, and the Moon Knight ult is going to come out. Now, Zero Power popping that Rocket ult. SMSU are going to be the ones to try to push on the site now. Both Rocket ults come out. SMSU are able to clean up the other one, and they pick up the Groot. The Groot does not have a Rocket Revive available, so that Pereira is dead for now. SMSU into the backline on Hyena. Hyena taking a lot of damage here now, trying to back off into the mines, though. Gets taken out. SMSU do lose that player. Now they need to push forward and kill these players on site so they can maintain progress towards victory. They do eventually find that kill on the Moon Knight. Both players losing the Moon Knight at a similar time there. SMSU playing a little bit more defensive, not trying to hold that normal location on the tunnel. Groot is almost back now for SMSU. SMSU are going to hit the 99% here. Fresno is likely going to land Groot on site for the contest for overtime here. Now, whoever wins this fight is likely to win the game. SMSU do find a pick out of the Rocket, and that is not traded back yet. The jury comes out, though, and SMSU trying to heal up here. The Invisible Woman ult on site as well. Devoted does drop eventually here. SMSU, do they have anything else for their team to survive? No, it does not look like they do. SMSU are likely going to need another team fight as they do lose this one. They do have the Punisher ult on caster, and they're getting pretty close on Devoted and Zero Power here, as well as Moon Knight, a very quick builder as well, and already at 90%. So we're likely going to see all of those ults come out in the next fight. Phantom Wolf not very close on the Moon Knight, but like I said, that ult does build up incredibly fast. Already at 30% here. And here comes the jury, doing a lot of damage to the Groot there, and they do find a kill off of it. Now the Moon Knight ult across the site as well. SMSU, they lose Zero Power, but they do find two. Can they heal up, though? The players are pretty low, and they're pushing them off of site. Now we're likely going to see Penny try to contest. No, the contest doesn't come through. SMSU are going to take that one, and we are going to a third map for domination here. Oops, sorry about that. Just quick checking in to make sure the Super Smash Brothers game gets started as well.
Hey, mind if I join you, pal?
Seconds before you attack. Get ready.
That game might get streamed yet this week. We are going to record that game as that takes place at the same time as this Marvel Rivals game. So definitely keep your eyes open if you're interested in watching Smash Brothers Ultimate. Now SMSU do carry one ult forward into this map. Fresno on the other side are going to carry two forward, the Rocket and Penny ult. So SMSU going to have to be aware of that situation. They are down on ult advantage immediately here. NTB gets really fast into sight here. SMSU want to control this area. Penny can be very good. Penny is given a chance to set up. And SMSU, they lose caster immediately to the Bucky, doing a lot of damage with that gun. SMSU trying to fight forward here.
Warning, protective shield compromised. Cease hostile actions.
There's the Wolverine onto Hyena, and Hyena gets taken out very quickly. And SMSU might have to swap off the Groot because that is a heavy counter. And SMSU immediately swapped to the thing. The weird part is that no ults used by either team during those 2 kills. SMSU do find 1 kill back, but Devoted taken very low. SMSU trying to finish that player off, and they get the Emma. Now Wolverine into the backline. SMSU putting a bunch of damage into him. And that is the kill on Wolverine as well. SMSU should be able to get site control. They want more kills, though. They want more stagger spawns here. They do get the penny, and they break the penny trap. Trash looking forward at farming some alt charge here. And SMSU now have 3 alts available, but 5 and probably 6 alts going to be available for Fresno for the next fight. SMSU have to be aware of that, and they have to manage winning the fight or gracefully losing the fight, forcing them to use more alts. SMSU onto the Emma. The Emma is going to pop ult as well as the Invis ult. SMSU did pop the Moon Knight ult. Trying to keep Zero Power alive here. Now the Thing ult and the Punisher ult is going to come out, and SMSU are finding so much damage! The Punisher ult and the Emma ult find their team, and SMSU win a fight where they're down ult charges. But look, 3 people, 2 people, 3, sorry about that, still have ult available. So SMSU are still down ults, and Caster needs to get healed up here. All right, SMSU are able to reset, and they have 60% of the first game mode done here. Really trying to finish this one early. They have the Luna Snow healing up here. Hyena on the Thing, trying to maintain space. Here comes the Judge, Jury, and Executioner, and the Find gets focused down very quickly here. Does get revived by the Rocket, though, so SMSU can fight with him when he's back up. The Rocket ult comes out, trying to save SMSU. Both teams pop the Rocket ult, and the Moon Knight ult comes down, and does it not? No kills. No, it does find a kill onto Rocket. Now SMSU trying to capitalize on those kills. They find a kill onto Punisher as well. Now onto the Invisible Woman. And SMSU should have secured the game with that one. Very well played. Forcing that Punisher ult out. The Rocket revive. A big savior of that team fight. And SMSU is going to start the series up 1-0. And we'll be back shortly with the next game mode when that is ready. And we are back.
The actual Magneto.
Into the next game, and SMSU maybe making a mistake by not banning the penny on this map. This map is incredible for penny here. And SMSU don't play the penny themselves, so maybe a mistake, but I guess we'll see if SMSU on the other side of things will be able to deal with that. But for now, SMSU start on defense, and we'll see what they're able to do here. Sticking with Caster on the Punisher here. And Caster finds a kill onto the group right away. Just lasering in on that head. Star-Lord tries to put pressure onto SMSU, but not able to find much. And oh, wow, Groot coming off. SMSU's Punisher just forcing a change of characters, swapping to the Doctor Strange instead. Now SMSU just trying to maintain this space. Fresno do force SMSU back a little bit, and Star-Lord onto a better angle. Star-Lord now has to fall off a little bit. And SMSU are trying to find damage, but Zero Power is taking quite a bit. Now SMSU trying to focus down that Strange. The Strange getting displaced, and the SMSU do find the kill, but they lose a kill onto Trash. Now onto the back line, Gaster getting focused down by the Star-Lord. SMSU trying to deal with the Star-Lord. Star-Lord able to fly right out. SMSU are going to have a longer walk on their DPS character, so SMSU are going to be down one for a little bit of time here. Now that player has rejoined Fresno, so now the power play is in effect. SMSU backing out on Devoted, trying to make sure that Bucky doesn't get a reset, and SMSU successfully back up and deny that Bucky alt reset. Now SMSU trying to force them off, but Zero taken very low. Here comes the Cloak ult though, onto the site, and SMSU are able to sustain through it. SMSU now trying to find a kill onto Modelo, and does find a kill onto the Cloak. Trash gets taken very low, does try to get the ult off, but not able to live long enough to follow up on it. SMSU did lose one, so now they're waiting for that player to get back. There's going to be a slight power play for Fresno here, but now they find a pick onto the Penny, neutralizing it here, and the Punisher ult, or the Star-Lord ult into the Magneto ult. SMSU over commit there, but they do prevent them from getting on. SMSU have to be very careful now. Down the ults. They're going to have to back up quite a bit here. Zero Power might get focused down while SMSU tries to get off of the angle. And here comes the Bucky ult into the back line. It does find 9TB, doesn't find a reset because he wasn't hit by it. Now it does find the reset onto Zero Power, and SMSU are going to lose that fight. And all of that stems from SMSU overcommitting the ults when the Star-Lord ults site. SMSU be a little bit more conservative in what ults they use in those situations. And now we're going to see the second part of the point get activated here, and Caster is in a very aggressive position. I don't know what he is thinking right now. This is the wrong team spot. Oh, what movement! He's out! That is crazy that SMSU weren't punished for that. SMSU now do have an equal ult economy here. Cloak and Dagger with ult, Penny with ult on the other side of things. And now the Penny ult is going to get popped and going to start running through SMSU's backline, doing a lot of damage here, and SMSU might need to pop the Cloak and Dagger ult, but they pop the Bucky ult and they get the reset right away, but they are not able to find the second reset, and Bucky does get taken down. SMSU now use the Cloak ult on site as the Invisible ult comes out. SMSU now down a player, but SMSU find a kill onto the Cloak of the other team. Now trying to focus down this player in no man's land. Bucky trying to do some moves here, and he's actually going to get out. No, he is going to get taken out. Caster now taken very low, but he finds that kill. A nice headshot onto the enemy Punisher here. SMSU with a nice advantage here. They're going to try to kill this Penny nest. That's preventing them from taking more space, but the Penny gets taken very low. Can they find the kill? No, they don't quite find the kill, and they haven't found the nest quite yet. There comes the nest, but the Eye of Agamotto gets canceled by Luna Snow in the backline. 9TB with a nice cancel, but they do lose Devoted here. SMSU maybe has to regroup a little bit. They're going to trying to fight forward still. And there comes the Bucky ult, but Trash is able to go immune right when the Bucky ult lands, so no ult effectiveness off that. And there comes SMSU dropping their own Luna Snow ult. Now an Invisible ult countered by Fresno. Big team fight here. The Magneto ult gonna come out trying to dunk. Not able to dunk. The Cloak is able to hide the teammate to dodge the Magneto ult here. And SMSU pop the Mr. Fantastic ult into the back line, trying to cause some chaos. SMSU do find a kill onto the Penny. And now the Emma ult across the team, not able to find anything. A little bit of a reset position here as SMSU try to position themselves forward. Now the Bucky is away from his team. Can SMSU find this kill while he's isolated? They do, and that is a big stagger coming out from SMSU. SMSU peppering them as they try to find their way in. 1 minute left on the clock unless they are able to get this objective. And Doctor Strange taken pretty low here, and SMSU do find a kill. It is a big stagger kill onto the Doctor Strange. Very well done. 45 seconds now remaining on the round. Bucky in the back line here. And is SMSU going to be ready for this? Caster does see it now and is going to fall off, get healed up by the team. Now SMSU are aware of the situation, and Luna's still going to pop her ult and run in. SMSU should give some space here. Now needs to cancel that Eye of Agamotto. They are unable to, but they get the Cloak and Dagger ult out just in time. They do lose 2 anyway. SMSU are going to lose this team fight. They're going to stall as long as they can. They're going to find a kill onto the Luna Snow, maybe making their life easier. Are they going to strange portal to sight? Doesn't look like it. Trash trying to buy as much time as possible, finding so much time. And SMSU trying to fight on the other front. Bucky finding an ult onto 9TB, gets taken very low, doesn't give the resets over though. SMSU are successfully fighting here, and here comes the Magneto ult trying to find a dunk, but it gets shielded by Dr. Strange. Now the Cloak ult comes out onto SMSU, but they pop the Luna Snow ult and the Emma ult in response. They're trying to find kills off of this, but the Emma ult was maybe a little bit too early. The Cloak ult still available, protecting them. They do find the kill onto the Cloak. Now Devoted taken pretty low. SMSU onto the back line. The Judge, Jury, and Executioner coming out, forcing them off site. SMSU should be able to take this. There we go. Only 1 point taken from Fresno in a very long series of events. My voice is going to hate me in the morning. And I'm going to take a quick breather while we get back into things on side select.
Before you attack, get ready.
Sorry, I don't mean to geek out here, but Tippy and I are huge fans!
That's so sweet. I'll make sure to get you tickets to my next Central Park concert.
No need. We usually just watch shows from the trees. A great view and free acorns.
Okay. The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, we are back, and now SMSU on attack. Just have to get further distant than Fresno, but look at this Penny. Look at this area. It is so hard to deal with. The Penny trap sitting behind in such a safe location. SMSU, do they have any flyers? No, they don't, and Squirrel are going to get taken out right away. SMSU might need to reset a little bit here. Devoted backing up, and Zero Power getting taken out as well. The Hawkeye has so much defense with the Penny traps behind. But losing players early is okay. SMSU are just kind of going to feel out their opponents in this position. They do have plenty of time. 3 minutes, 20 seconds still left on the clock. The spawn is right here. And now Penny is moving that position even closer, trying to choke off SMSU's location. But SMSU do get the kill on it. And now Squirrel Girl onto the back line. Doesn't get anything, unfortunately. SMSU are trying to focus out the Invis, but Invis going to pop ult here. SMSU going to back out for now. SMSU do find a kill onto the Penny. SMSU, can they capitalize on that now? Now they have their own ults available. They're going to pop the Cloak and Dagger ult. They're going to run forward off of it. And SMSU have a free line of attack right now. Can they find any kills? Not able to find anything yet. The Penny has rejoined her team. And now the enemy Cloak and Dagger ult is going to come out. And Caster in a lot of trouble here on the Punisher. SMSU lose Hyena on the Cloak. And the Squirrel Girl ult comes out again, but this time it doesn't get as much success. The Luna Snow ult is going to come out from SMSU, really trying to focus down these kills, really trying to get sight early here, trying to find a kill onto the Cloak and Dagger. Now Punisher is able to get 2-3 kills there. That Punisher ult in the background, we didn't quite see it, wasn't on screen, but Punisher got a lot for that fight. And SMSU unlocked the site, and now they have 4 minutes and 20 seconds to push the distance. And Trash finds a kill onto the Hawkeye early here. Very impactful as the spawn is very far away. Now the Penny is going to put up her trap. SMSU are going to have to deal with that. SMSU do try to find the Penny, but not able to find the kill. But SMSU are able to find the trap, and they're going to get a good first push here. They do have 2 ults available to 2 ults available, so relatively even on the ultimate front. SMSU are going to pop 2 of their ults, and the Groot ult is going to come out, but Groot dies at the same time, and Trash jumps over the team looking for the backline pressure, throwing acorns into the background, trying to find some kills. Not able to find too many here, but SMSU still getting a very clean push so far, and Zero Power is able to take out the Penny there. Now SMSU trying to focus down the Invis. Invis just barely living, not quite enough damage. SMSU lose Caster in the background, and now SMSU trading Cloak and Dagger ults with Fresno. SMSU into the background, and SMSU, they should have found that Punisher. The Punisher is by himself. SMSU focus him down. He's sitting there just able to lift. SMSU just have to push it just a tiny bit further, and they are able to get it. SMSU take game 2 with a very nice push there. And wow, what a game. We will be back with potentially match point. 1st to 3 here. SMSU leading 2-0 as Devoted takes MVP on the Deadpool. And we will be back shortly. And welcome back to match point potentially for SMSU here on Convoy.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
SMSU playing a little bit of an interesting setup here. The Thing and Magneto both kind of brawly space controller characters. Iron Man coming out as the Punisher was banned away. SMSU keeping Caster on DPS so far in this match. Tried him a little bit early on the Jeff, but SMSU weren't having success with it, so they changed it up, and it has been working pretty well since. Caster gets focused down and dropped right away by the Psylocke here. Now SMSU trying to peel out, and they do get the Psylocke back. SMSU do have a longer away spawn though, so they'll have a longer distance to walk. Now they're trying to push forward and find this brawl fight on site here, and this is going to be a very brawly fight. Hyena taken to half health here. SMSU trying to force these players off. Mr. Fantastic finding a lot of damage here. Not able to find any kills yet. The Squirrel Girl 1 HP, and SMSU do find the kill. There's Caster on the Iron Man, able to take care of that. Trash playing right around the site, try to prevent it from moving forward. 96% on the Mr. Fantastic. Now has ult, and SMSU see the Psylocke in the backlines, and SMSU are going to send quite a bit of people to deal with it. I don't know if these tanks are ready for SMSU to send that many players back to deal with Psylocke. Here comes the Mr. Fantastic ult onto the back line, but SMSU don't have anybody else here to help, and SMSU are getting split apart. 9TB is taken very low, doesn't get healed up. SMSU hasn't lost anybody, but it feels like they've had to give so much space. They do end up finding a kill onto Magneto, and then the Venom ult comes up, and SMSU used Luna Snow ult to counter. Now Magneto ult out to counter the Invis ult, and it does SMSU find 2 kills on a dunk there. And SMSU, I think they need to find a little bit of a better answer for this Psylocke. is causing SMSU to lose a lot of their space. They do win the fight, however, so not a huge problem for them so far. Now the Venom onto SMSU's line again, but Thing is able to counter. Now the Psylocke ult into the back line. SMSU are able to live through it. They have to pop the Cloak ult, though, and 9TB gets taken very low. Does get taken out. The Magneto ult on the other side, trying to find SMSU. Does not find a kill onto SMSU yet. Now SMSU trying to reset a little bit here. They do have the ult advantage, and they do find a kill onto the Psylocke. They do got a couple players still coming out of spawns, so they don't have the advantage quite yet. Venom onto SMSU's backline. SMSU has to give a little bit of space, so they deal with that. Now they trying to re-engage. The Thing all onto the Venom, but it doesn't find the kill. But Mr. Fantastic onto that Cloak and Dagger, not able to find the kill. A little surprising, and now the Invis ult comes onto the site. SMSU need to back off here if they can. Devoted trying to jump out on the Thing here. And now here comes the Fantastic ult from SMSU onto the backline, but the Venom ult onto SMSU's front line. The fight is very split here. SMSU aren't able to find any kills yet. Now the Phoenix ult coming out onto Devoted. Devoted taken very low. SMSU trying to heal him up. Magneto ult on SMSU comes out, doesn't find a kill. Zero power very low here. Now here comes the Pulse, and it does not find a kill. It gets absorbed by a shield. I didn't see which one. And back to an even string of things. SMSU does have 3 kills, or 3 ults available, and they are able to find 2 kills. Now they should be able to focus down just the 4 players that are left. They find a kill onto the Phoenix, find a kill onto the Magneto. The Thing onto the backline trying to deal with this Rocket. Phoenix gets taken out as well, and SMSU find all the kills, and a Rocket ult gets popped, but not enough time, and I don't know if they will get here in time. No swap to Strange available. SMSU find a stuff on the first point. Very, very well done from SMSU.
Time to switch things up, including which side you're on. You'll need a top-notch
All right,
team to
now
win
we
this
will see if SMSU are able to end the game here. They just have to push further than Fresno did in their half. Let's see what they change the lineup to as well. It's something to keep in mind is on those defensive, when you're trying to prevent the site from being pushed, a lot of those brawler characters get a lot stronger. They're very good at holding space and preventing them from pushing. But on attack, typically you play characters that have a little bit more dive potential, a little bit easier ability to jump onto the back line and kill those supports who are keeping everybody alive. But SMSU, if it's not broke, don't fix it. They're going to stick with a relatively similar lineup, changing into the Deadpool, but Deadpool, not a big difference between Deadpool and whatever character he was playing before. He was playing... He wasn't playing Deadpool, I don't think.
The battle starts in
Not
5,
sure who he was playing. Sorry about that.
3, 2, 1.
Now SMSU jumping out, trying to get a position advantage here. And a lot of damage out of the Venom. Does force the shield out from Venom. Is now on cooldown. SMSU, if they could find another burn on him here. Venom onto the backline. SMSU might be able to find damage onto him here. I don't think the shield's up, and Venom does drop. Exactly what I was talking about. Burning that shield forces him to play a little bit more safe, and SMSU find 2 kills right away. They're going to try to end this game very quickly as they jump forward here with the Deadpool ult onto the backline, and SMSU finding so much damage. Can they finish these kills? They're trying to make sure Sight is moving the whole time as well. Very well done from SMSU, but they are not able to quite find the damage they need. We're going to see another 6 versus 6, and Cloak and Dagger ult is going to come out onto SMSU. SMSU lose quite a bit of damage. SMSU trying to heal up. Their supports are under pressure, though. And they do have Trash ult here on the Mr. Fantastic. Do find another kill onto the Venom. Very big. As SMSU are going to push in now. Zero power finding a kill on to Johnny. And SMSU now trying to deal with this Magneto ult, dunking onto SMSU. SMSU did lose Iron Man during that, but now they're able to focus down these last kills. They're going to pop their own Magneto ult and try to find any kill. They do find a kill with it, and very nicely done. And SMSU, they are going to take the series as they are able to push just far enough with 2 minutes remaining on the clock. And that's going to be SMSU taking their first Marvel Rivals victory of the season, 2-0. Very, very well done. And 9TB going to get the MVP on the Luna Snow here. And thank you for watching. I'm not sure if we'll have a stream for the Counter-Strike game tomorrow, as we are waiting for our opponents to get back on whether we can stream that game or not. But do cheer the team on from home, even if we don't have a stream. Thank you for watching, and have a great night.